$250 men and women from the Ghana Police Service have been trained in a 7-week program for a peace mission to South Sudan. At a closing ceremony for the recruits here in Accra Wednesday, the men displayed skills learned from their American trainers. Commanding officer of the formed police units of the Ghana Police Service, Chief Superintendent Hamza Yakubu, reiterated the recruits are not for monitoring elections as claimed by the New Patriotic Party.
The personnel passing out today are the second batch to have been trained by the IPPOs to offer service in war-torn countries. It is, however, sad to note that for some unknown reasons, a section of Ghanaians have conveniently been peddling lies that they are privy to information that these trainees are being prepared to be deployed for illegal electoral functions. That is absolutely false. I wish to remind all those who have peddled this porous rumor to ask God for forgiveness, because we are going to serve our God and country.
And U.S. Ambassador to Ghana, Robert Jackson, advised the personnel to utilize their skills effectively and lights the flag of Ghana high.
To the members of the formed police unit, let me say this. You will represent Ghana in an international setting, working with police officers, military, civilians, and host nation citizens to help establish and maintain peace in South Sudan. I congratulate you on your graduation. I know you will represent Ghana well and learn well from your experiences so that you can bring back new skills when you return to Ghana.
Now, pressure group Occupy Ghana is challenging the Attorney General to prosecute all public officials and private individuals involved in the 3 million Ghana cedis bus branding scandal. The pressure group, in a 20-page dossier submitted, are asking the Office of the Attorney General to repudiate the illegal Smarties contract. According to private legal practitioner Ace Kojo Ananankoma, a decree on government contracts where corporate can be jailed 10 years must be applied on all guilty officials involved in the Smarties bus branding scandal.
Occupy Ghana has today submitted to the Attorney General a 20-page full dossier with an appendix, which is a chronology of events, based on documents received from the Attorney General pursuant to our suit titled Occupy Ghana and Another versus Attorney General, requesting further legal action concerning the 2015 illegal Smarties bus branding contract. The requested legal actions are as follows. 1, repudiation, that is the extinguishing of the illegal contract and recovery of all monies paid. 2, criminal prosecution of the various public servants. We agree that the Attorney General is the only person who can prosecute or refuse to prosecute, or take action, civil action, or refuse to take civil action in the name of the Republic. But the Constitution demands that this authority be exercised fairly, candidly, without arbitrariness, capriciousness, or bias, and above all, in the interest of the Republic. And this is particularly important when officers of the state are suspected of wrongdoing. We respectfully call on the AG to take the steps we have proposed. If the AG decides not to prosecute or take the action, we demand that Ghanaians be given full explanation as to why the AG, maybe the current one or maybe the new one, will not take action. Else, we will be compelled to file a right of information action, and as Martin Amidu has taught us, we will all become citizen vigilantes, and we are heading right back to court. Because Martin Amidu has taught us that where there's been an illegal contract, the courts are prepared to set it aside. That is why they set aside the Woyome and Waterville contracts. If the Attorney General is unwilling, unprepared, unable, or afraid to work, we will go to court and set this contract aside. Look, the contract is illegal. It must be repudiated. Public officials and private individuals acted to breach the act. There was no transparency. There was a sham tender process to the fact that there was even a tender. Officials failed to protect the public from fraud and wrongdoing. They breached public policy by honoring contracts obtained through illegal procurement processes. The illegal contract cannot be honored or enforced, and any person who has chopped the money must vomit it. We are requesting the Attorney General to extinguish the contract in full. Smarties must, the money Smarties has refunded is not enough. Every dime must be refunded. People will ask, why are you having this so close to the election? I'll tell you what. We are serving notice on the next government, whichever party it comes from, that as for this matter, we will not let it lie. We will not let this lie ever. They should recover every dime of our money. And the people who did this, the ministers, the directors and chief directors of the ministries who signed those lying letters, the people who are running Smarties, who benefited from this, there's sufficient law to jail them. Unless and until this nation makes an example, people will steal our money with impunity. Well, maybe what the animals have eaten, they can eat. But going into the next government, we will not allow this to happen. We must make these actions painful.
And you're on your election headquarters. We've got 12 more days to the December 7 elections. Now, a survey undertaken by a lecturer at the Political Science Department of the University of Ghana has revealed the opposition New Patriotic Party stands a better chance of emerging victorious at the December polls. The findings of the survey, which administered 100 questionnaires in 24 swing constituencies across the country, suggests the NDC, led by President John Dramani Mahama, would have a Herculean task of securing majority of votes cast across the country. Joseph Akable has more in the following report.
The survey was undertaken by a lecturer at the University of Ghana Political Science Department, Dr. Isaac Mensah. It sampled the views of Ghanaians of voting age from 24 constituencies across the country. These are constituencies that have at a point been won by the two major political parties, that is the NPP and the NDC, since the return to multi-party democracy in 1992. The findings state a majority of respondents sampled from the Brong-Ahafo region, Western, Central and Greater Accra region say they are likely to vote for the NPP, while those sampled in the Northern region are likely to vote for the NDC.
The result says that 55.8% are voting for, if the election were held the day we conducted last, for instance today, are voting for His Excellency President John Dramani Mahama, whilst 38.8% are voting for NPP. The results tells us that 44% are voting for His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, 44.5% are voting for NPP, Papa Kwasindum have 5.5%, Urban Green Street have 1.5%, and will not vote for any presidential candidate have 4%. These are the results in these areas. Now, this is the trend of the Western region. The results tells us that 27.5% are voting for His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, 52.2% are voting for Nana Akufo-Addo MPP. Central, Almighty Central region is here. Central region, His Excellency John Dramani Mahama is getting 33.4% from our study. Nana Akufo-Addo MPP is getting 57.2%.
For the entire country, the survey reveals the opposition MPP stands a better chance of winning this year's polls.
No, I will not say that we have a runoff, because it's important to look at the conclusions that we have come to. Now, what are some of the conclusions that we have come to? We are saying that NPP has a better chance of winning even the first round. But the success of winning depends on how best they can mobilize their people to go and vote, number one. Number two, the extent in which the ballot can be policed from the one to the end, that's also very important. Now, why do I, and if they can win the first round on that basis, but even if elections to go to the second round, NPP will still be in the lead.
The findings, despite the conclusion, suggest if both parties run an effective campaign, the polls might head into a runoff.
The company contracted to print this year's presidential ballot papers, InnoLink Limited, has denied reports of a security breach in its systems. The claim of the security breach was raised by the New Patriotic Party's Director of Elections, Martin Mensah, citing information supplied by the party's representatives deployed to observe the printing. According to him, a printing plate from the company, which looked like that for the presidential ballot, had been smuggled out of the printing house. Though management of InnoLink has confirmed the movement of a printing plate, it says it was not for the presidential ballot and there was nothing untoward about it. The company's managing director, Kinsley Kofi Addo, told a news conference the printing plate was given out to Aerovote, another printing firm, following a request by that company for assistance with work it was also doing for the Electoral Commission. He says the supposed plate has since been returned to InnoLink.
We wish to state that our own preliminary investigation has established the following facts. No plate of the presidential ballot had been given out by any officer of InnoLink Ghana Limited. Indeed, as we will soon show you, all the plates used in the printing of the presidential and parliamentary ballot papers are still intact. They are available for observation. They will be destroyed in the presence of the security agencies and party reps tomorrow, 24th November 2016. At around 1:52 p.m. on Monday, 21st of November 2016, InnoLink was approached by Aerovote Limited to assist it with the exposure of only one printing plate for the printing of the statement of poll. And the plate in question was black plate. And that Aerovote request to us was necessitated by their difficulty encountering in their darkroom or Lato department, a temporary situation. Going to UK to expose this plate due to exigency of time owing to the urgency of the request. The management of InnoLink Limited consented to assist Aerovote to expose the plate, since InnoLink remains one of the few security printing companies in Ghana with plate baking equipment. We wish to point out that as far as InnoLink is concerned, there was no security breach. Our production manager was cleared by our security before he handed over the plate to the Aerovote official.
Elsewhere, the Supreme Court has dismissed a suit filed by DPP flag bearer Thomas Woodbrew seeking that the court orders the Electoral Commission to postpone this year's elections. Mr. Woodbrew, in his suit, had argued that he wasn't in the country when the court offered all disqualified nominees a lifeline to correct mistakes on their nomination form. He stated that the Electoral Commission failed to adequately inform all nominees of the window of opportunity once the court gave that order. A postponement of the polls, he stated, would offer nominees who were earlier disqualified an opportunity to effectively campaign. The court, in its ruling read by Justice Sophia Adinyira, described the suit as lacking merit in both form and substance. A cost of some 3,000 Ghana cedis was awarded in favor of the Electoral Commission against the DPP flag bearer. The disqualified nominee, speaking to the press after the judgment, said he has no intention of filing for a review.
There's shortage of time, so I think it's all right.
But one issue the court raised was the fact that some members of your party could have presented a form on your behalf.
You mean when I traveled?
Exactly.
Yes, but not to the same extent, because this thing is personalized in a way. That's why it's your signature which is needed. You see, the presidential is a personal thing. Somebody cannot come and substitute you.
Yeah, but the law allows some members of your party to present on your behalf.
No, yes, they can present the completed version with you participating in it, but not that they can just replace you. Oh, no. Oh, because of the the time factor.
So Mr. Ward-Brew is out of the race. And that's it for the AM news. I'll come back with the newspapers and your messages as well on 0560 800,000. I've got a little surprise for you. I've got a pretty lady joining me for the review. Stay on.